Hi everyone. What I want to talk to you a little bit today is mind reading versus evidential mediumship. Okay, I've been accused more than once of reading someone's mind. I did a reading several years ago on a gentleman who was here, and his grandmother stepped in rather from spirit, and this gentleman was, I'll say, maybe in his 70s, and his grandmother talked about, she shared a memory with me, which they often do, and the memory was of him, a little boy, maybe 3, 4, 5 years old, sitting on her lap. She had just poured herself a cup of tea, and as she raised the teacup to take a sip, he knocked the cup out of her hand, and it went all over his bare leg. It was summertime, he had shorts on, and it went over his bare leg, and he got first-degree burns. And he was very taken back when I brought that information in, and he almost seemed frightened. And he said, "You read my mind. How would you know that if you didn't read my mind?" And I asked him, I said, "Well, were you thinking about sitting on your grandmother's lap tonight as I was doing this reading? Were you thinking about that incident that happened?" He said, "No, I haven't thought about that in over 40 years. I said, "Then I could not have been reading your mind. Because if I was truly reading your mind, I would be able to tap into what you were thinking about at that time." Like Kreskin, the great Kreskin, who will be in Lilydale, New York, summer of 2017. Next summer, he will be in Lilydale, New York. The great Kreskin would, in a studio audience, choose someone and say to that person, "Think of a number between 1 and 50." And the person would pick a number, say 25. And Kreskin would say, "Okay, don't tell me what the number is. Just repeat it over and over again in your mind. Keep repeating it over and over and over again, silently to yourself." And the person would close their eyes and think about the number, and Kreskin would close his eyes and think about the number. And 99% of the time, Kreskin would guess the right number. And the reason why is because Kreskin did learn how to form the ability of reading one's mind. But that person would have to repeat the number again and again and again. There's the difference, okay? That gentleman was not thinking about sitting on his grandmother's lap, or when she spilled the coffee on him or the tea on him. Okay, he wasn't thinking about that. So I could not have been reading his mind. In order to read someone's mind, you have to ask them to think about something, and you have to tap into what they're thinking. So it's very, very different. Okay, so I just wanted to, it's rather short today, but I just wanted to touch on that because, like I said, I have been accused several times of mind reading, and I just like you to understand the difference. Okay, so that's it for today. I hope you enjoy the rest of this very cold day, but the sun is shining, so it's a good day. And as always, I leave you in God's love and light.